AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com, where I teach you how to find affordable investment properties with confidence, hard work, and a little peace of mind.
Hey guys, this is Lisa Phillips and welcome to AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com. So I give you an honest and practical guide to real estate investing at a price you can afford. I'm really happy to give you this episode today just because it's really funny what I've learned, which is against everything everyone taught you. So first of all, the question is how to provide value as a newbie when you don't have anything to bring because you don't know anything. Well, you can bring something, and I'm going to say what it is. It's soft bribery. Now, you guys might think this is really crazy. You know, when I send a $5 gift certificate to my property managers up in Baltimore, there's 3 people I deal with, it was $15. What was that? Yes, I was being nice, and they're my property manager, so they got $5 each for those 3 people. But at the end of the day, as much as this might make you feel weird inside, that is soft bribery at its finest. I didn't tell them to do anything for the money. I didn't tell them that they had to do, I'm going to give you this $5 gift certificate, but in return, you need to make sure I get a little extra something on the side or you smooth my way. No, you don't do anything. It wasn't explicit. But it was a soft bribe, and everyone's like, bribery's terrible. No, it's not. It is the fastest way to get what you want. And I know this might sound really crazy, but, you know, when you send out those gift cards, they are soft bribes. You know, that $15 engendered me what? It didn't give me anything tangible, but it gave me goodwill. No one else gave them Starbucks gift cards, so then they were nicer to me than anyone else. It put me ahead of everyone. It gave me priority because in my property manager's mind, they're like, hey, this person gives good gifts. So you got to understand that that is a form of soft bribery because at the end of the day, I do want them to A, think I'm nice. B, I want, if I need something, for them to jump faster than they would someone else, all the other people who don't give them anything. I like being treated, getting first treatment. It's basically like tipping, which is also soft bribery. For the next time you go in, they treat you better. So I know this might sound really weird, but honestly, if you were taught this, you wouldn't be asking me what you could give to people because you would already know. And no, it's not necessarily $5 gift cards. So in general, soft bribery doesn't have to be bad. So all in all, just consider when you give, the more you give, the more you get. The more I gave to this blog, the more I get back in feedback and personal relationships across the country. When you give out birthday presents, the more you get back in people seeing you as a higher quality relationship or higher quality friends than their other friends. And it didn't necessarily take much. It's just the extra effort that you gave. So when I say soft bribery, you know, this is what you can do. Now, I've had people go, Lisa, and I'm really busy. I have a full-time business with my consulting. I'm self-employed through my consulting work as an S Corp and an employee. I do my real estate investing, and then I have to do blogs out, and then I have a husband and some future kids along the way. I am super busy. There's only, 12 hours a day, 8 of them at my full-time job. I get 4 hours before I have to go to sleep. How many people am I going to get to see in those times? So I have people who are like, hey, Lisa, do you want to meet out with me and get a drink of coffee so that I can pick your brain? And don't think I'm being ungrateful, but I don't drink coffee and tea. And it's hard for me to pull away for someone I don't know. I don't know if you're selfish. I don't know if you're inconsiderate. I don't know if you're rude. I don't know if you're someone I'd talk to and I won't like. There's no incentive. But then I had someone go, Lisa, do you want to come for dinner or for lunch? It's on me. And all of a sudden I'm like, sure. No one can turn down a free dinner. So the guys, we go out, it's like a $15 for my plate. I'm not ordering lobster or filet mignon. And, they picked my brain. I had a good meal. It was mutually beneficial. It was a win-win situation. So that's the bare minimum. Not a lot of people will turn down food. And it's a soft bribe. It doesn't mean I'm bad or I'm an evil person. Although you don't like hearing it, but it makes the world go around a lot better. I'm going up to Baltimore in a few weeks, and I'm going to start investing in one of my vacant properties that I've had for a little bit. I bought it for $11,000 4 years ago. The neighborhood is changing right now. John Hopkins is doing some revitalization, and I was calling for references from the contractor I'm using. So I called the references. I speak to this lady, an older woman, it sounded like, on the phone. And I go, I'm thinking in my head, this is such a good person to know up there because she flips houses every day, you know, and it's just nice to be around people like that, men or women. So I'm asking her about the references. We have a really good rapport over the phone, and I'm thinking I'd really like to meet her. What did I do? Did I go, hey, here, take my number or call me? Or B, can I interrupt you during your very busy day? No, I said, hey, I'm going to be up in Baltimore when we're renovating this property. Can I take you out to one of my favorite restaurants in Baltimore? So it is going to be a business meeting. I'm going to deduct half the cost, but I'm going to go up there. I'm going to give her a meal, so I'll pay anything from $20 to $40. And what did that just do? It made it so that you gave yourself, so that $20 to $40, what did that get? It gave you an in with someone who's extremely busy. She was an extremely busy woman. But hey, she can take a minute to go out to my favorite Greek restaurant if I'm going to pay for it. It made it so that I will feel comfortable next time calling her up if I have a question about anything dealing with Baltimore real estate. And it makes her feel like I'm the kind of person who's willing to go ahead and wine and dine them. So it makes her feel like, hey, this girl is all class, you know? So that is how you get the introduction. If I really want to meet someone and they're big and they're super busy and they have something I want, I always lead first with, let me take you out to eat. Because it doesn't have to be an expensive meal. It could be $40 total for the two of you. You got $40 if you're working, you know, and if you don't, that's another question. Then you think of something else you can do. Flattery will get you everywhere. Before I talk to anyone, I make sure I find something I sincerely appreciate about them. I lead off with that. And you know, I didn't learn that on my own. I get a lot of questions emailed to me when I started this blog. And I actually learned that from the audience because I would get some emails that like, I have like 30 things in my inbox in addition to my full-time job. And some people are like, Lisa, they give me like you know, they're very passionate, I get it. But they're like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? They give me like 10 questions that would honestly take me an hour to answer because they're nuanced and you can't just go yes or no. And they didn't ask me if I had the time to answer all those questions. They didn't inquire about, you know, they didn't tell me who they were. Or like, have you seen my blog? Have you seen anything? Or you just ask me questions. I don't know who you are. Is this going to go into a void? Are you serious about real estate investing? So they didn't do any of that. And it's hard to really answer those because you're like, I don't even know you. But you want to know the ones that, you know, so it would have been nice if you did a little bit more. The videos or the emails that I can answer that usually go to the front are the people who are like, hey, Lisa, I really loved your videos. I've been following them for this long, and I am ready to go here. So what they do, A, they told me appreciation, which everyone likes. It's not just Lisa. B, they told me who they were and what their background was. I've been watching your blogs, or I only watched one video, however, or I've been watching 40 of the videos and I still have this question. Now I can put you in perspective of someone who's done their own work and research, and I'm a lot more willing to give up my time to someone who's shown that passion and motivation than someone that just starts asking me to tell me who or what they are to my blog or to everything I've done. I put in a lot of information out there. I want to know that you've done some work. And then if you have, your question gets answered a lot faster. It's just is what it is. If you have a priority of 30 emails and some people are just asking you stuff and some people start off with, hey, appreciation for what you do, B, an accounting of where they're coming from in relation to the information you give out, they're going to have a just higher priority. It's just such a natural thing. And this is something no one taught me, but when audience members who responded to me like that, I was just automatically answering them because they gave so much and so much content and context without just asking. So yes, you can find mentors, but B, you need to coach it because no one knows you, and you got to understand you're competing with sometimes none. You might find someone who has no other issues or priority, but a lot of times you're going to hear we're very busy. And if someone's very busy, the way to quick through that is by giving a little bit of yourself first. B, real estate investors are really extremely busy. So if you're talking to someone and you want them to mentor you and they're working on a real estate investing project, this is what you go. You go, hello, Lisa or George or whoever. I can be your personal assistant. You're doing this real estate investing deal. I can go check out the workers out for you. I can call contractors for you to get estimates for different things. I can help you with your video camera. You can do all of those things. So if you're a busy real estate investor and you have someone, they're saying they can do all this for you, you might only have to put in like a couple weeks or 4 weeks effort of, maybe an hour or two of helping this person do their project. But what do you get out of that? What you get out of that is like someone can trust that you have sense and that you're dedicated and passionate. Once I know you're passionate, you're matching my level of passion. I can give completely to someone like that versus someone who's just talking but not doing anything, because you never want your words to be wasted, especially if you're really passionate about what you're doing. You get to ask them questions. You get to be their sounding board. They get to tell you what they're doing and you get to tell them. They tell you what they're doing and what they're thinking. You get to ask questions, but why this? Why not that? What should we do? You both will go through challenges together, but what it will do is solidify yourself. You'll get a mentor, and once you put in that effort, you can ask that person whatever you want for the rest of your life, but you understand the concept. You have to give a little to get. That's always the best way. Now, sometimes you're going to find someone that they're willing to give you their free time just all day. And I've met people like this. They're usually not working multiple jobs. Maybe they just do real estate investing full time, so they have a full plate. So if you find those people, great. But even then, you shouldn't just take from someone like that. It'll always be better if you go ahead and even if they are giving you the free time for free, you need to buy them at least a dinner, a bottle of wine, or something, just so they know that you can be as selfless as they are being. So you can find someone. You don't have to pay for dinner. You possibly can do coffee. Although, if you really want to guarantee someone, take someone. I mean, even there's this place called El Pollo Rico up in Arlington. It's like $8 for a meal. If someone would have said, "Hey Lisa, let me take you out to El Pollo Rico. That's $8 for me, $8 for him," I would have went. But when it's like, hey, I had 5 people ask me for coffee, which I don't drink, nor would I want to. I don't really know them. They just asked for coffee out the blue. They didn't explain who they were. It just wasn't going to work the way it would with the other. And no, I'm not a bad person. It's just you have competing priorities, and food will get you there faster. And this might sound really messed up, and you might not like it. But if you do it, I 100% guarantee you it works. And just one more example. I'm going to this financial blogging conference. I've been sending emails for the last 3 months trying to reach out to other bloggers I want to do collaborations with. But I didn't ask them to do a collaboration beforehand. I'm like, hey, this is me. I like this about your blog. I think it's a good fit for your audience and my audience for us to do cross collaboration. You can teach my audience something I think valuable when it comes to money and vice versa. And every single one, it's like, okay, I'm going to be at this conference. Can I take you out for lunch? Can I take you out for dinner? Like, they're going to get fed on me, but I'm getting access to some very high-end bloggers by doing that. But I had to lay the groundwork of showing them that I can give first. I bought their ebooks first and I read them before I reached out so that I can get a feel for what they're doing and see if I really appreciate what they're going to do and if we're a good cross-collaboration fit. So I didn't know this beforehand, before I started business. Now this is my first go-to. And I worked as a government contractor, and they're like, you can't give government workers more than $20 in gifts. And it's so funny because the government's like really cracked down on it. So when you're outside of that sphere, I thought that's how you do it. But no, you got to give something to give. You got to give to get. That is always the best, because then those situations are usually mutually win-win. And no one teaches you that. So if you take my words and you go, I'm not buying dinner for someone to spend their hard-earned time to teach me about a subject I'm really passionate about that they've had to learn the hard way. You don't have to. But think of it more like, hey, this person's really busy. They have information I want. There's a relationship I want to build. If all it takes for me to get that time, 2 hours of their time, is buying them an El Pollo Rico dinner and a glass of wine, and that solidifies a relationship that we can go into again and again and tap into, why not? And I guess it's because I don't like to waste time. So once I realized this, I just cut right to the chase. So if it's a $20 investment, make the investment. What do you get out of it? You can get a relationship with someone who would never spend that time with you as a new investor, but you got it, and you can make others. So this might not be very politically correct, but it does work. It is not unethical. When you hear bribe, you think, oh my God, someone paid somebody $5,000 so they can get this thing through. It's honestly not that serious. It is business. It's what I've learned now. I've learned some of this from you. So let me sum up if that was a lot of information. First, offer to take them to lunch or dinner. You're just going to rise to the head of the pack of other people asking them out. I mean, sometimes you don't have to. Just do the coffee, but I would just cut to the chase. Show appreciation for who they are first. Show that you have been watching them. You understand where they're about. Show that you've invested something in their learning so that they know that you are passionate about it. Always offer to be a personal assistant if you want. And all of those things will put you to the top of the list of almost anyone. And it's such an easy thing. And if you don't have much time to waste, like I just don't have any time to waste, I utilize these resources that I now learn very strategically all the time to get access to people. It really, really works. No one's turned me down yet. And I'm getting access to some really great people as I'm in my own businesses that I run outside of the video blogging. So I hope that really helps. I hope that's very straightforward. I know it might make you uncomfortable, but sooner you do it, the better. I wish someone would have told me this about 10 years ago. I could have really shortchanged a lot of when I was a consultant at IBM. When I first graduated, I wish I would have known. I would have been taking out VPs and partners all day long at my local office. I would have been doing it all day long. But, I didn't know that then. I know it now, so it's sort of wasted opportunity. But I would have been able to network with the biggest people for an investment of $20 to $30, every other week. And, yeah, now you do know. Use it if you want. Or go your own course, but this will absolutely guarantee you a place in front of a lot of different investors or business peoples that you want to know, and it's just something I didn't know, and I wish I would have. Oh, before I go, so I'm going to put this out ASAP so you guys can see this. Personally, I am going to be in Baltimore, and I'm going to be working on a renovation. And I'm going to start this next week. I just got the funding for it, and if anyone is in the Baltimore region who is a new investor, I would be taking on any volunteer personal assistance. Of course, it's unpaid, but just to help out with what I'm doing. And in return, I'm more than happy to be a mentor. What it would be, you would be a sounding board, so I have someone else to talk real estate investing with. You can ask me questions. I might have you talk to different contractors or look into different things I would do myself, which I'm more than happy to do. But I'm extending this out if any of you guys want to help out during this renovation. It can teach you a lot. I'm going to be videotaping the renovation the entire time so I can put it on my blog and just show you some of the ins and outs. I'll be in Baltimore about 3 days out of the week, maybe Wednesday through Friday. I can't go every day because I live in Charlottesville, so that's a 6-hour round trip drive. But I'm going to be up there at least once a week, a couple days a week. And so if anyone's in the Baltimore region who is a new investor who would like to learn more about real estate investing, I don't mind taking on someone who doesn't mind helping me with the renovation process as a personal assistant. They can learn and I can get some extra man hours and help. And it would be a really great way to solidify, ongoing relationship. And so that's open to you guys. Just email me at lisaphillipsrei@gmail.com. And, just put in the subject line, personal assistant for Baltimore renovation. So the renovation is going to start possibly now through, hopefully 2 months, but if it goes 3 or 4, and just have extra eyes on the ground, an extra person to talk to and soundboard off of. More than happy to answer your real estate investing questions along the way. So go ahead and send it, and if there's more than one of you guys, that's fine too. I don't see any reason why I couldn't make this a group learning. If you guys want to come along so we can meet up while I'm there, go out to eat, go out to dinner, talk real estate, see where we're going, see what your questions you guys have, and whatnot. So that's for the new investors or even experienced investors who want to just get in contact and see what's going on. I'm opening it up out to you guys. So this is again Lisa Phillips. Welcome to AffordableRealEstateInvestments.com. It's where I give you an honest and practical guide to real estate investing at a price you can afford. Thank you so much.